What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Leo. So back here again for another video, man. Today we got a video uploaded by Emergency Awesome. This one, Marvel Moon Knight trailer 2022, Black Knight and Blade Eternals Easter eggs. So apparently we got a breakdown for Marvel Studios Moon Knight, the trailer that just came out as of yesterday. Amazing trailer, great trailer. Like I said, definitely looking forward to checking out this series. In fact, this is probably my most anticipated series of this year, especially when it comes to Marvel / the Disney Plus lineup of series. Definitely my number one. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Hopefully it's gone. Or it's not. It's not. What the world, bro? Just slide on out. I'm gonna keep all. Okay, it was an eyelash. I'm gonna keep all that in there too. Anyway, so if you guys watch me fiddling in my eye, so be it. Anyways, yeah, this video here is done by Emergency Awesome. This one is number 24 on the trending page, so a lot of people really like this video. Also, I'm a big fan of Emergency Awesome. I've reacted to some of the stuff before on this channel, but I don't do them often. I usually do Cosmic Wonder, but I do enjoy Charlie's content a lot. So with that being said, it seems he's giving a lot of value, given it's number 24 in trending. So with that being said, we're gonna check this out. Before we get into this though, let me know down below in the comments, how was your day? Hopefully it was pretty good, but if it wasn't, hopefully this makes it just a little bit better. Am I struck? Let's get it, man. Let's go. Oh yeah, Charlie usually puts like the trailers. It was a good trailer, but I'm gonna skip it just for it's a long kind of video. I like the scene though.
Welcome back, everyone.
Oh, he didn't put the Disney Plus
thing. Moon Knight trailer video, so we'll break it down. There's a whole bunch of Easter eggs here, and I'll explain what's going on, how this fits into Marvel Phase 4. But I will be doing videos for all the episodes, so be sure to subscribe to get them all.
Already subscribed, my boy.
You haven't seen.
If you haven't subscribed to Emergency Awesome, make sure you do so as of now. And then you can subscribe to mine.
Daredevil episodes. As I say during the trailer, it's going to premiere during March 30th. We'll just start at the beginning of the trailer footage and go through shot by shot, talking about Easter eggs as we go along. And I will explain Moon Knight's backstory and who the other characters are, like who Ethan Hawke's villain is and who Werewolf by Night is, which is the character that he's beating up in the bathroom when he's in his Moon Knight superhero
I thought
costume.
So.
Moon Knight, the character,
people kept saying that
in the Werewolf by Night comics, which is why Werewolf by Night is such a big crossover character in the Moon Knight.
I heard that on Wiki. Also, also I heard that apparently there's a Doctor Doom reference in the trailer. I don't know if he's going to go over that or not, but I made sure to say that as of now so that in case he does go over, I can be like, I heard about this. You know what I'm saying?
Night series. And Marvel is doing a separate Disney Plus Halloween special for Werewolf by Night later this year.
Really?
Also, no coincidence
I didn't know that
they're releasing the trailer tonight during a full moon. Big Werewolf by Night Easter egg. But they don't really give you a ton of the story during this trailer. It's just meant to kind of introduce you to the character and the idea of his multiple personalities. He has dissociative identity disorder.
Right.
So when we see him in the trailer here in bed and he's throwing that Rubik's Cube,
we saw Mark Spector and the Steven character, which is like the playboy rich philanthropist kind of
control of that. Like later in the trailer, he's talking to someone on the phone that might be a version of Marlene from the comics, who's his love interest, who calls him Mark Spector on the call, but he is in his Stephen Grant persona, so he doesn't know who Mark Spector is. Like, why did you call me Mark? My name is Stephen. He has 4 different personalities, 5 if you count the Moon Knight persona when he's in the full-on superhero costume acting as Moon Knight. He was born Mark Spector, but then after he becomes Moon Knight, because he wants to use his powers to fight crime, he develops a bunch of different personalities. Stephen Grant is one of those. It's like this gruff cab driver. He's like a Matthew Malone type
so
of
which
character.
one's the... I had that wrong. Which one of... I do know one of his personalities, though, is like the cab driver who gets like the info on like crime and stuff like that. And then one of them is like a playboy / like he's like Bruce Wayne. But like when Bruce Wayne's not Batman, he's Bruce Wayne. He's the rich playboy, no one really takes him serious kind of. You know what I'm saying?
He did to differentiate between the different personas so that you know who you're watching, like which persona he is when he's on screen. He uses a different voice for each different persona. So when he's talking
I like
to this
that.
That's here, she's kind of chiding him.
He's talented to be able to do that.
He's in the Stephen Grant
persona. Pull it off really well.
But it sounds like they've changed some of his alternate personalities just a little bit. Like this version of Stephen Grant does not seem like a gruff cab driver. What winds up happening, though, is that eventually, after time, because he's jumping between different personalities so much, he begins to lose the ability to distinguish between them in what's real and what's fake. So he doesn't know who the real person is. Like, is he really Mark Spector?
Mark Spector is the main one, right?
Or is he really Moon Knight pretending to be Mark Spector? Or, say, Stephen Grant pretending to be Mark Spector? Or Mark Spector pretending to be Stephen Grant? So that's what he's talking about in the trailer when he says, I have a sleeping disorder. The memories of the things that he does when he's in these other personas
he knocked out that woman.
Like dreams to him. The reason why the Marvel Studios logo is rotating like this, like the custom version of the logo,
like
is
his
meant
mind.
to represent the changing phases of the moon. Because obviously in the trailer, when he's fighting Werewolf by Night, that would have to be during a full moon. And the whole idea is his powers are tied to the phases of the moon. So he's most powerful during a full moon.
Right.
In the original comics, Mark Spector started out as a mercenary, and then he obviously became Moon Knight, developed the alternate personalities, including Stephen Grant. So it's not totally clear in this trailer here if, when he's walking into this museum, if he's an archaeologist and they've just changed his backstory a little bit, or if he's just using the Stephen Grant persona to get more information about what's going on at the museum. I would expect a few minor changes to his backstory. But if it's not clear, in the trailer footage, when he's in these clothes, all the scenes, he's in the Stephen Grant persona. When he starts to see visions of himself in the Moon Knight costume, that's just you witnessing his dissociative identity disorder manifesting. This is the actual Khonshu god appearing in his hallway.
I noticed that when in my reaction.
He has a psychic connection with Moon Knight, and that's how he grants him his powers. So if you're not familiar with Khonshu, he's not actually the Egyptian moon god. That's just what he pretends to be.
He's like an alien, isn't he?
Worshipped by the Egyptian people as the moon god. He's actually part of a group called the Elder Gods, who were banished to this little pocket dimension called the Other Void, and he can't enter the main Marvel universe, but it's very easy for him to communicate psychically with people. So from a young age, Khonshu believes that Mark Spector has a fragile enough mind that it would be easy enough for him to use him as his finger puppet avatar on Earth. So Khonshu is not meant to be this benevolent god. He has no interest in actually helping anyone but himself. And when he anoints Mark Spector, Moon Knight, giving him all his powers, he basically makes him his avatar of vengeance on Earth.
Like
and actually his vengeance on whoever Khonshu wants to get revenge against. And a lot of times that puts him at odds with the other Marvel hero characters. Mark Spector himself does try to use his powers for good when he can. Most of Moon Knight's actual powers and abilities are just like upgraded versions of Captain America's powers. Enhanced strength, speed, durability, healing factor, all tied to the phases of the moon. So he's stronger, faster during a full moon than during other periods. One of the other cool abilities that they've given him recently, because of the logic and the way that Khonshu's powers work as he gives them to him, lunar-based powers, is that he can actually control Thor's hammer. Like, he can take Thor's hammer from him without being worthy, because it's created from Uru metal, which is a lunar ore. Probably not going to see them do that in the MCU anytime soon, but it would be cool to see him interact with some of the other Avengers, because he does have some Spider-Man level quips in him. So when they have this funny moment in the elevator...
hold on. During Civil War, I told Cap and Iron Man to go fuck themselves. Moon Knight works alone. I don't do team-ups. You're in a team-up right now. Shut up, Spider-Man. I hear that I've never noticed this, but I hear he has some really good, like, quips. Like, Charlie just said it, but no. Before that, I've heard, like, there's a clip in particular where he's, like, talking to Punisher. And someone mentioned it in the trailer reaction. Who was it? And he talks to Punisher and he says something. And it was hilarious. I, like, bursted out laughing. I was like, what? I gotta look this up. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know down below. I gotta look up some of his quips, though.
He does have some Spider-Man level quips in him. So when they have this funny moment in the elevator where he feels like he's seeing this hallucination of Khonshu, it's probably Khonshu trying to get him to do something and Mark Spector just not completely being on board with it yet. But if it wasn't clear, nobody else can see Khonshu. Doctor Strange and other really powerful Marvel characters might be able to detect that somebody else is speaking to Mark Spector psychically, but it is only a psychic connection, so Khonshu cannot physically manifest in the main MCU universe. In this scene of him creeping through the museum at night when he passes
reflection.
This exhibit, there's a statue of Atum or Amun-Ra. That's actually Khonshu, the god's father, within their pantheon of gods that they come from.
Really?
My early theory is that Ethan Hawke is actually playing the Sun King, and he is the avatar on Earth of Khonshu's father. And it winds up being this war between avatars and
Shadow Knight or something
at the same time. It's not clear exactly what's going on with this phone call. I do like the idea that he has an old school flip phone. That really gives you a flashback to the early 2000s. Love the alligator wallpaper here, too. Kind of reminds you of Alligator Loki, even though there isn't a huge connection to the Loki series in the Kang Multiverse War. This is a bigger connection with, say, like Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, the more supernatural characters, like the Marvel Blade movie with Mahershala Ali, or Kit Harington's Black Knight character.
That'd be cool. Blade or Black Knight, cameo or something.
Sure you're ready for that, Mr. Whitman?
Sure you ready for
There
that,
have been
Mr.
rumors
Whitman?
that they're going to cross over in the Moon Knight series. Like, Moon Knight will eventually show up either like in the Blade movie, but eventually definitely Avengers 5 and bigger supernatural crossover movies.
Marvel's
The way Ethan Hawke described his villain character is that he's kind of like
roster
a
is
cult
going
leader. Like, you
crazy.
see everyone in the street bowing to him here. That's kind of like the Sun King in the Moon Knight comics. And it also seems like when he's talking to Moon Knight, he knows what's going on with him more than anyone else. Like, he sees chaos inside him and tells him to embrace that. As if he's seeing something in Moon Knight that he also sees inside himself. This seems like him inside a mental institution, which happens several times in the Moon Knight comics. The scene of him in the car seems like him switching between personalities,
That's
not
crazy.
realizing how he got here. The Egyptian
Mid-fight.
pyramids, just to help place you where this is all happening. This scene actually seems like him getting ready to get his powers. Like, it seems like he's inside one of the pyramids or one of the archaeology dig sites, standing at the base of Khonshu's statue. But this is him inside his Mark Spector persona. But here when he's running with this bag here, where it seems like this crazy look on his face with the same outfit from before, this is him back in the Stephen Grant persona. And this is a scene of him switching between the Stephen Grant persona to the full-on Mark Spector Moon Knight persona, with the robes just manifesting out of him. That's why I say when he's Stephen Grant, he's already got his powers. So this gives you a good look for what it's going to look like on screen, just visualizing.
I like it. It looks cool. It's like a mummy kind of.
This is him in a bathroom in a completely separate scene,
but
just beating
reversed.
the hell out of Werewolf by Night. I like the way that they've done the visual effect on his eyes too, like the glowing white eyes. Then they just have a little tag scene at the end of the trailer with him jumping across the rooftops.
I thought that was cool.
Against the backdrop of the moon.
Yeah.
But just to explain Werewolf by Night, because he's actually going to be a pretty big character in the series and
Really?
moving forward in Marvel Phase 4 as well. Werewolves in the Marvel Universe, lycanthropy, however you want to think about it, originated in the Darkhold, which I know will sound familiar because we just saw it in the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailer and during WandaVision with Scarlet Witch. It's a book of chaos magic, so I guess you could say that werewolves were created by chaos magic. The main version of Werewolf by Night, Jack Russell, who we're going to see during the series, is a descendant of the first known werewolf who had a lot of adventures featuring the Darkhold and the High Evolutionary, the Wundagore Mountains where Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver were born. The first time he ran into Moon Knight was when Moon Knight debuted for the very first time, so it was inside the Werewolf by Night comics. Werewolf by Night number 32 in 1975. So Moon Knight was originally a villain. He was hired by this criminal organization called the Committee, who hired him to kill Werewolf by Night, who was the hero of that story. But when Marvel introduced the character, they never intended for Moon Knight to be like a really big deal. He was just going to be a one-off villain in this Werewolf by Night.
A lot of people like his costumes. Dope costume.
So popular that Marvel was like, please bring the character back. So they put him in a bunch of backup stories in the Hulk magazine way back in the day, which was intended for more mature readers. They eventually gave him his own comic book title in the early 80s. They also put him on the Defenders, the Doctor Strange version of the Defenders with Hulk and a bunch of other different characters. Not the Marvel Netflix Defenders roster. He's mostly shown up in big supernatural stories, but he's been a big Avengers crossover story. He joined the Avengers at one point. Also the Midnight Suns, because we're going to be getting a version of Ghost Rider soon. We know we have Blade and just a bunch of other supernatural characters that'll be showing up really soon.
That's a crazy roster off the bat. Blade, the Black Knight, potentially Ghost Rider coming pretty soon, and then Moon Knight, bro. Maybe even Punisher, adding John Bernthal, bro. That's a roster, man. Come on now. Werewolf by Night, come on now. Like,
if you spotted any big Easter eggs in the trailer that I didn't talk about in the video, just write them below in the comments.
I didn't hear the Dr. Doom
let me know. I will be doing more Moon Knight bonus videos before the series comes out. Everyone click here for my Eternals deleted scene with Kit Harington's Black Knight character, and click here for my Eternals deleted scenes video for Thanos and Star Fox. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Day and night. Wow, wow. All right, well, I like the old X-Men theme, though. Anyways, that was it from Charlie over at Emergency Awesome. Make sure you go over to Emergency Awesome's channel. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Yeah. Excuse me. Out of all the Marvel series that's coming this year in particular, this is by far my favorite and the most intriguing one to me. I'm very curious as to how they're gonna go about doing this character and where they're gonna take him, like story-wise, and further implications of like where he could potentially end up in the future of the MCU. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, let me know down below if there's anything he or I missed, or you got any other info / information that you think should be shared. Let me know down below in the comments. Also, let me know, how you felt about this reaction and what are some of your thoughts, theories, and ideas. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Leroy Says. So same as YouTube channel. There you can also send me to chat too. That being said, peace.